Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express. It couldn't have been easy running all over the city.
That's what friends are for, Bronya. You don't sound like yourself. Is something wrong?
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while. There's just too much happening all at once.
Sure, we can turn things around.
They're moving quickly. Belobog is crawling with their agents. All they talk about is asset evaluation. The silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an order against harassing the citizenry. Still, that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again? We're curious to know what solution she has in mind.
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. I need your advice. Look.
It's...
The contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter attached. Please, take a look at the contents, and then tell me your thoughts.
Miss Bronya, if you'll permit me to call you that, I'd like to share a story with you from my own life. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless or cruel, but in reality, we all have a story to tell. As for myself, I was born on a small, unremarkable planet at the edge of the galaxy, a place whose name is known only to the native inhabitants. My home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations in the galaxy, mostly in chemical or heavy industries. Given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. I don't recall the exact moment when it happened, but people started wearing respirators just to walk down the street. All you could hear were the wheezing coughs of the people, day and night. My home was facing its demise. The relatively wealthy chose interstellar migration and started anew. The majority who stayed could only struggle on amidst sewage, acid rain, and dust, waiting for the end. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. In return for their help, they asked for just one thing: that all inhabitants sign a contract which would make them employees of the IPC. 2 years after signing the contract, the dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation and trees began to grow and thrive again. After 5 years, many animals, previously on the brink of extinction, reappeared. When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my home world, and was determined to bring the same changes to many other worlds in the galaxy that were experiencing the same plight. I am writing to you, Miss Bronya, with the genuine desire to express something important. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much greater value, such as survival. How many generations of Belobogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future Guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? How can you guarantee that a disaster such as the Stellaron crisis will not descend upon Belobog yet again? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. once you sign this contract, all of Belobog's debts will be forgiven. In addition, the IPC will set up a special team to support the reconstruction of Eurilo 6. I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult decision because you and you alone will bear the fate of all Belobogians. But because of this, I believe that you will make the right decision. A decision that will truly benefit your people.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
He has a way with words.
Yes, she is a high-ranking member of the IPC, after all. She knows how to use words to her advantage. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't, and shouldn't, be a decision made by me alone.
Perhaps you should gain some insight from the others first.
That thought has crossed my mind, and it comforts me to hear you say that.
Right. I don't think it's fair for you to carry the weight alone. Why not discuss it with others first?
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote, and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. But with such little time, I'm afraid that's a lost cause. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belobog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts.
And the race against the clock again.
Yes, we need to move fast.
We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the overworld and the underworld, right? Let's start with the overworld.
Borrowing asking other people's opinion. Hey, what's up, dudes? Insane Isaiah here. Welcome back to more Honkai Star Rail. We last left off with part 1 of future marketing, learning the story and getting started on everything. Learning why Topaz is here to collect a debt that's over 500 years old. And all this is on all while the Soul Warren Festival is going on, dampening the mood and everything else, really. And Topaz is the way to control robots here, which isn't good either. So we were just leaving off right where we last left off, and now we're asking everyone's opinion on the whole situation.
Look who we have here! You and Marge paying us a visit. What's the occasion?
Any opinion on
Sounds
something?
like something serious is happening. You'd better fill me in. What? How is that possible? I need a moment to wrap my head around this.
Serval, we're racing against the clock. No time for head wrapping.
It's okay. I've thought it through. If it were up to me, I'd sign the contract.
What? Hold on, are you serious? I thought you'd be against it for sure.
Surprised? My reasons are pretty simple. Signing this contract would mean we no longer have to worry about surviving. For most of the residents here, especially those in the underworld, that would be more than enough to persuade them. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up against them. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
The thing is, I don't trust the IPC. It all sounds too good to be true. With Topaz's homeworld, acid rain and stuff. It sounds like something out of Metroid. Anyways, Pela.
We meet again. How have you two been? Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong. I hope it's nothing too serious.
It's as serious as it gets.
Sounds serious. I'm all ears. Really? You better not be making things up. I wish it were made up. Unfortunately, it's all true. We don't have much time, Pela. Bronya wants to get everyone's opinion. Wait, you're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least give me a few seconds to think it over. Okay, I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IPC's conditions. Huh. Okay. Any particular reason? I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur. I care more about those in the present than a future I can't be sure of. If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the engineers and architects who are directly involved in such a pursuit? I see. So compared to a distant and uncertain future, what you really care about is making sure the people around you have a good life. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
Not a bad opinion, honestly. But maybe when push comes to shove, we're also thinking about having this planet join the IPC. Probably wouldn't be as bad, but still, it's IPC. 2 out of 3. Who else is around here? Where's my boy Japard? I went to the Silverman Guard's restricted zone. We got done.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. I didn't think you'd be back in Belobog so soon. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and even the Silvermane Guards have had trouble dealing with them.
We need your
You
opinion.
need my opinion? I'm happy to help.
We lay it down for you, Dunn.
So that's who they are. That's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there really nothing we can do to assist her?
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running out of time. What's your take?
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. There is no room for compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract? Faced with this sort of coercion, we must resist them with all our might. Surrendering is not an option. You must warn the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall into their trap.
A soldier's perspective is always valuable, Dunn. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree with Dunn. I'm with him on that.
Anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just about everyone we needed to. From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's contract. We'd better hurry to the underworld and see what Natasha and Zila make of it all.
Here's to see what Hasila thinks. Probably no, I would imagine. that might be a problem. Maybe, we'll see. Hopefully not. I know I'm catching up on stuff after this.
What brings you two to the underworld? And why the long face?
It's depressing, but we need your
Seems
opinion.
a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way, it must be urgent. Go ahead. That is a lot of information to take in. Sorry, both of you. I know you're in a hurry, but I need a moment to think.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and... well, if I were Bronya, I wouldn't sign it. I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt, we may also incite the wrath of a very powerful force. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow plains than live in a beautiful cage.
Wow, that's a pretty convincing argument. Another vote for the against pile. Thanks for your insight, Nat.
That was very insightful. I like thinking that kind of thinking. Let's see. Oleg. Hopefully this does not trigger the other thing.
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? To be honest, I'm surprised you even remembered an old geezer like me. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi.
Unfortunately, no, we need your opinion on
Let
something.
me guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere? Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. Maybe I can be of some help. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right. A lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone as young as Lady Bronya.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience. What do you think we should do?
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty plans no longer hold much appeal for an old-timer like me. If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, then I think the answer is clear. Have you considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor. And with the added burden of a massive debt, well, is that something we can manage on our own? What worries me the most is how Lady Bronya will handle the backlash from her people. Will she be able to withstand the criticism? Is she prepared to carry the weight of a tarnished reputation for years to come?
Yeah, the last Supreme Guardian.
Huh. I guess I never looked at it from that angle. I wouldn't wish that title on anyone. Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg. Another vote for the 4 pile.
Oh no, it's Clara. Why it took me a minute to remember Clara? I haven't seen her forever.
Miss March, big brother. What brings you to the underworld?
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion.
Clara's opinion is
True.
just important.
John Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age.
Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something? complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's alright, Clara. No pressure. Just tell us how you feel about it.
I think if we have a choice for the future, it should be everyone's decision. Because when I was playing with Hook, the moles, and the other kids, we talked about our dreams. Everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, then doesn't that mean our dreams will never come true? Just taking away people's dreams like that. I don't know. It feels wrong.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us.
Thanks for your opinion.
All that running around has worn me out. So, the final conclusion is... the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments.
Still one person left to ask.
Oh, right! We haven't asked Zila. She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners. Come on, let's get going.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling alright? You look a little uneasy.
Need your opinion on an important matter.
Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. But I'm ready to hear it. I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case, I abstain.
What?
Your vote's extremely important.
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make, and everyone feels differently about it. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. She knows what's at stake. She won't run away from her duty. I trust her wholeheartedly. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Oh, Sela.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. She has to make the final call.
She plays a crucial role in this world.
I'm glad Belobog has someone like her in charge. The time has come. Let's go fill her in. I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth ministers.
I will say Bronya is much better than her mother. With the whole ruling leadership thing. That's why I like her as a character so much. Same thing with Sela. They're both really good characters.
Where to now?
And Sela's just straight up like, this is her decision. It's like, oh. Interesting. To be honest, if it was my choice, completely against the IPC. I wouldn't trust a single thing they say or do.
Whoa, the fort's packed. I I've never seen this many people here before. Oh, jeez, I can barely even hear myself think.
Bronya's not looking too good. Getting pretty rowdy in here.
Down, will you?
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict? What do the people think?
We talked to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things. I can't say I'm surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter?
About that. She's behind whatever you decide.
I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers? Oh, it's so loud I can't tell what anyone's saying.
It's pretty much the same situation here. Neither party is willing to compromise. The time has come to make a decision. This chaos cannot be allowed to continue any longer.
Enough! All of you!
I know what to do.
Wait! I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
But aren't you?
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they come.
Miss Himeko, from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid the current circumstances are quite exceptional.
I understand, Miss Bronya. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant intel.
You have a solution, Himiko?
I hesitate to call it a solution, but I might have some information that might help. It is my hope that with this information, you will be better equipped as the Supreme Guardian to make a wise and informed decision.
Information? Please, tell me what you know, Miss Himiko.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog is the only way of ensuring the city's survival. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's technology is 63%.
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. The success rate of projects personally handled by Topaz is above 80%. She's undoubtedly one of the most capable people in her field. I wanted to bring these numbers, these
probabilities to light. I think it's only fair that you know all the facts before making a decision. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himiko. This information is of great help. Regardless of how alluring their promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble. As a leader, I cannot let the future of Belobog hinge on a roll of the dice.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think you're making the right choice, Bronya.
Astral friends, I have an idea, but for it to work, I'll need everyone's cooperation. I need some time to rally all the residents in the city, and then I'll meet with Topaz again. Please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets, I ask that you do everything in your power to stop them.
Don't worry. Leave it to us. We'll find her. It won't be easy dealing with her, but these two will help me get the job done.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us in our time of need. Not once, but twice. Stay safe, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Doc here, Japard, and shared reports with the crew. It's late, Bronya. More detail, the better. Silverman Guard ordered the garrison to the Rivet Town to the Silverman Guards and the automotions to stop the IPC infiltration. Events was smoothly at first, but then Topaz herself appeared with some special technology that allows her... Okay. I gotta wait for all this to go by. There we go. Some special technology allows her to seize control of our automations. As an instant, it seems Topaz is heading for a certain area in the depths of Rivet Town. For some reason, Servog is with her. Servog? Is he trying to go against us again? I hope not. My instincts tell me that there's something else behind this. I don't know, but I don't know for sure. At least we know where we can find Topaz. Let's go.
Shepard should be waiting for us in Rivet Town, right? Here we go again. Back to our old stomping grounds for another adventure.
Arch, as far as I know, you didn't go to Rivet Town with me. It was me, Seal, and Bronya went to Rivet Town. Oh wait, why don't I just... Probably because Japar's waiting there.
It's getting late.
Yeah, that's
Where's
why.
he now?
Like, wait, I can just warp to Rivet Town. It's like, nah, he's standing here.
The Supreme Guardian has briefed me on the situation and asked that I assist you in locating Topaz. Ready to enter Rivet Town? We'll go in together when everyone is set. Keep your guards up. We might run into IPC agents ahead.
That will not be a problem. I'm gonna change up the team a little bit, actually. And since seeing that there's gonna be ice in here, I'm gonna bring Jinglian. Figured to have Sela sit on the bench for this one because she helped us in the last part. So for this part, I feel like we should have at least one ice character with us.
Destination reached.
Wow, would you look at that? Huh. I never would have guessed it'd be here. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they can't be.
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formations.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of Eurillo 6 never used them in their fight against the Legion.
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot. Ask. Don't be shy.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion. Any world that comes into contact with the Stellaron is doomed. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the illusion of prosperity, unnoticed by many.
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate. That is all I wish to confirm regarding this matter. While my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours, it ultimately holds no weight. I am merely a tool, not a decision maker.
If only my colleagues had the same self-awareness as you. Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on. Captain, what do you have in mind?
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks.
Automaton stealth bomb?
I'll explain later. Let's get moving.
I do like having Himiko here for these scenes. But I'll explain also more Jinglian's ability as we fight along the way.
Look, down there! It's the IPC!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb. Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remaining hidden will increase our chances of success.
Stealth bombing, huh? Instead of just fighting them head on, we're just gonna blow them up. When controlling an automaton stealth bomb, press the attack button to trigger the stealth detonation to stun all enemies' attack radius to complete the challenge. But if the automaton fails to stun its enemies at once, or it's discovered by an enemy, the challenge will fail when it's written off. Try to avoid the enemy's line of sight, right? Literally stealthing, but with explosions. I think it's just this guy, though, right here at the first one. And he's dead.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion!
It was just one march.
All efficiency.
God damn it.
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
You Silvermane guards sure are a righteous bunch.
Also, IPC
I've
sucks.
seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an IPC field team leader.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully, the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me know when you're ready.
Why they mostly took the robots from here and made their own versions of them.
Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC.
Oh yeah.
Remember, try to avoid.
Yeah, I know, Japard. Trying to get noticed. I like how I'm controlling this with my phone. Japar, listen, I was playing Payday 3 the other day. Actually a really fun game. I'm gonna wait for that guy to walk back so I can get behind him. What's up, buddy?
Woohoo! The coast is clear!
So far, that thing is the strongest
To be
character I've ever
honest,
controlled.
I didn't think it would be so powerful. Good thing everything went according to plan.
It's almost like it's scripted. Yeah.
This is the road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off!
And welcome to the new area, the old weapon testing ground. For some reason, it looks like a stadium. Pretty cool though. I like the design of this place.
Mr. Svarog? Are you alright? I hope Topaz and her IPC henchmen didn't hurt you.
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. I have had no conflict with the IPC's representatives.
Thought we might be facing off against each other for a moment.
Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, I lack the computational power to provide evidence to the contrary. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be conflicts.
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means. But if it comes down to it, we won't back down either. That's how it's always been.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the right thing, that's all that matters.
I can't look at myself in the mirror. Just can't.
Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
I'm actually gonna pre-buff. I forgot Asta does not pre-buff
Will of preservation.
before this fight. Yes, this is a fight.
Oh, hey there, slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow. I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you.
Himiko that famous?
Of course! The Nameless have quite the reputation. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Bronya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. But we have very dear friends on Eurilo 6. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himiko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need.
Approval of what?
You're very curious about my work, aren't you? So many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express. The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Everything is working. Star, give these trailblazers your blessing.
Start by speeding things up already. Lots of enemies here wait to fire.
You chose the wrong
Jinglian's whole thing is to use her skill to give her, do those moon charges you can see on her HUD. While that happens, she pulls out a giant sword ice blade. And then you can use her ultimate to get another one of those moon charges. I forgot what they're exactly called, but that's the way that's what I'm calling them. Anyways, then you can do this. Lots of damage. She is ridiculously good. But it's nice that it's good to have a healer with her because anytime she does that attack, it does take away a little bit of health from everyone. I think including her too. No, not including her. And it does go through the shield. But that's not a huge problem. Her with Asta is pretty good too. Let's keep her speeding up.
Let's settle this.
But she's like one of those characters you don't want to use your ultimate too soon. Break this guy.
Scared yet? Who are listening? Everything is working. Star, give these trailblazers your blessing.
Anytime I hear Asta say that, it's like, it sounds so threatening. It's like, geez, Asta.
Let's settle this. Lance at the ready.
Let's save Locha's Ultima. Ah, I didn't kill him. I certainly did.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Eternal sleep.
Now we let loose. Oops. Sorry if I keep spamming the skill thing. I don't realize I'm out of skill points until I was spamming. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
Nowhere to run.
She's so good.
Manners, huh?
And I was serious about the last part. I did literally pull her in like 20 pulls. It was ridiculous.
Star, give these trailblazers
I was like,
your
alright,
blessing.
might as well use her.
Ready for death.
I'll see you off.
Did a lot of damage.
Lance at the ready.
Get the shields back up.
Let's settle
Break
this.
him.
Who invited you? Who are listening?
The reason I have Asta on this team too is because she gives 18% more fire damage. So I might not put that with the Trailblazer. Be a good idea.
All will be revealed
About that.
in lunar flame.
Oops. skill points again, my bad. I don't mean to spam it. I just think I have a skill point. It's like, nope. Now we can get healing going. And take away that performance point. Pretty much what performance points do in this guy is they just do more damage. As you've seen with Jingling earlier. It took a good chunk of her health away. These guys are bulky though. They're like in Memory of Chaos right now.
You chose the wrong end.
But he's almost dead.
Ready for death.
Very nice.
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons.
Bronya! You're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves. That would hardly be becoming of you.
I would never do such a thing. There was an important matter that required my attention.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yarillo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common ground through peaceful means.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my behavior just now. It was, inappropriate. I admire your determination. Seeing as we've come, this far, I've changed my mind. I'll hold off a little longer and see what you have to show me. But remember, winning over the higher-ups won't be easy.
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. The first step was changing your mind. Members of the Express, we'll need your help too.
What a dismal sight. This district. Have you been here before?
Yes. This is where we put an end to it all.
And then began again.
That's right. Kyle, sorry for the delay.
Freaking Kyle.
Are we clear to proceed?
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian. You and your companions can proceed north without hindrance.
Excellent. The mountain road ahead is a little treacherous. Watch your step. Let's go.
I like how some of these soldiers have names. Like Kyle, Dunn,
What is
Zach.
this place? We've never been here before, right?
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to show you is just ahead.
And there's a chest right here. And this is a new area for the update of 1.4. Not very big. but very machinery. Kind of reminds me of something out of Code Vein.
Look, the people of Belobog have not given up. I just want to give them a chance. Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there?
Engine creation?
I thought you might. Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog. I was wondering if there was any information on the engine of creation in your records?
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive feat of engineering, yet there's not a single mention of it in any of the Strategic Investment Department's reports.
I may know the reason why. The engine of creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog without any external assistance. The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, the engineers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, designing and constructing it.
So what you're saying is the engine of creation was a weapon constructed by the Belobogians themselves?
Yes, but not entirely. The engine of creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion, and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was codenamed the Geological Reconstruction Unit. It was actually given a much grander purpose: to help the Belobogians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former glory, after driving away all those who threatened it.
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generations of Belobogians. Madame Rand was truly an inspiring leader. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me. She's quite the inspiring leader as well.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom was under immense threat once again. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we Belobog have the will and the ability to control our own destiny. The outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their decision. They have chosen to preserve this homeland with their own two hands.
I must say, I didn't anticipate this at all. I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Bronya. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstances with my childhood. That was a serious lapse of judgment on my part. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But your civilization has persisted through the snow and storms for 700 years. A truly admirable feat.
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll find a way to gradually repay it. But it'll take some time.
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Urilla 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Even if I wanted to overturn it, convincing them would be extremely difficult. Unless...
agree, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the nameless aboard the Astral Express are willing to vouch for this world.
Fantastic. That might just work. As for the reports and potential accountability, I'll handle it.
Seems like things are working out.
Miss Topaz, you mentioned accountability.
Don't worry, it's nothing I can't handle. There are more important things than titles and ranks. Finding the best solution is what matters most.
Did you get fired?
That's unlikely. At most, they might just lower my rank and reduce my bonus a bit. But don't worry, I work for far more than just a paycheck.
Thank you so much for all you've done. I never thought we'd drag the Express into a crisis again. Much less one that might cause a rift between you and the IPC.
Rift? I wouldn't go that far. Also, it's me who's mostly to blame. I didn't keep my subordinates in check.
Yeah, you probably should work on that. Mind putting some good words for me with your bosses?
Thinking about a career change?
Maybe.
Sure thing. I'll put in the best words I can.
I'm glad we're able to discuss some lighter topics. Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been through. I've arranged rooms for you all at the Goethe Hotel. Miss Topaz, if you need somewhere comfortable to stay.
I appreciate the offer, but I need to head back and deliver my reports. It's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future. Only next time under better circumstances.
I agree. Whoa, NIMBY. NIMBY jump scare right there for a minute. Really, I thought the robots ain't working out. Bridge is strictly unstable. Please stay clear until the repairs are complete. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize I couldn't go that way. And there's a trash can here. Trash can liver covered. Trash can covered. A thick frost, not remarkable in any way. Oh, I guess it's not that interesting for me to investigate. Guns here. And orders. You all singing Kumbaya over here? At the campfire? Most common containers at the construction site, these barrels were occasionally used by workers to conceal their valuables. Yes, they are. Even the coldest winter nights, people could sing and dance around. It's something I'm probably gonna have to deal with soon. Not the singing and dancing around part, but mostly the cold. It's getting cold outside.
I was worried things were gonna get ugly again. A peaceful solution is always the best solution. Speaking of solutions, are they repairing that giant robot? The one we fought against? I remember you took control of it and helped us defeat Cocolia.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. I wonder if we'll have time to celebrate the Soulborn Festival.
Right, I'd totally forgotten. That's the whole reason we came here in the first place. Well, looks like everyone in the city's helping with construction. Doubt there'll be much time for celebrating. Still, look on the bright side. We got to meet a top IPC executive. The trip wasn't a complete waste, right?
Not at all.
You know, I'd heard you and March speak highly of the Supreme Guardian before, but seeing her methods firsthand left me in awe.
Right.
We should also be glad that Ms. Topaz is the one in charge of the Eurystheus project. If it were someone else from the Strategic Investment Department, things might have gotten complicated.
Or ugly really fast. What do you mean by that, though?
The Investment Department comprises the IPC's most elite employees, many of whom can be very forceful. Let's talk about this later, when you're back on the Express. You and Marge must be tired after such an incredible journey. It's time you got some well-deserved rest.
Yeah, but we got more work to do after this. Preferably me. the basic treasure here too. We got, I think, 2 more treasure chests around here somewhere. 1 more. Oh, they're very easy to find. It's actually over here. We saw it earlier. Or no, I'm thinking of a different one. Oh, it was this one. It's right here. Blueprints? Oh, geez, more lore. Engine creation component improvement proposal. In order to ensure the structure stability, additional giant gears have been added. Serial numbers, blank, and blank. For further details, see attachments to the bottom right. The water pipes of the original used for water cooling have been removed and changed to steam absorption for the heat dissipation. With a waste gas exhaust pipe added to the top of the original component, the connection method is still to be discussed. 2 Gyromarrow motors have been added to ensure power located in the base of the component. Future improvements. In order to ensure that this component will not be damaged by the power core while running, protective cover is scheduled to add it to the Gyromarrow motors. The logistics department will need to purchase this. We estimate that more Gyromarrow engines will need to be added in order to offset the extra weight caused by the protective cover. Various suggestions from others have been posted around the frame. Suggestions: could the gear be too larger? Reply: large is good. Maybe there's too many gears. More gears looks better. Would the exhaust pipe obstruct movement? I don't think so. I think the thing doesn't look like a leg. It looks like more of a chimney. Can his knees even bend? We'll add that later. Have you considered talking about mining instead? Not at the moment. Or taking up mining instead. Not at the moment. Suggestion: additionally, no need for consideration. Someone is taking over the project tomorrow. Go and familiarize yourself with the machinery. The mining machinery. Interesting. Many books. What's the reason why there's so many books placed here? They could be used for whittling away time, or even worse, keeping the place warm. Don't burn books. There might be some history in there. Oh, there's actually a book right here too. IPC Travel Safety Manual. Are you experiencing issues with your phone, such as lagging, overheating, and system-based stoppages? I can help upgrade your system. For just a tiny amount of credit, your phone will gain a new lease on life. Operating system will function smoother than the star rail that lines the cosmos. Hey, it's the name of the game. What kind of upgrade are we talking about? It's actually about the exclusive piece of technology from my company, and I'm the only person on this planet who can access it. I can't reveal too much about it since it's exclusive. Anyways, give it a try and see for yourself, and don't worry, I won't charge you if you're not satisfied. This is the track in which the Astos Press runs. Yeah, I know about that. Rumor has it that they were the ones who brought the portable communicators known to use as phones to this planet. Apparently, they don't care about customer service at all. How are you responsible? Why would we of the IPC are here to clean up their messes? Please help upgrade my phone? No problem. I hand over 2,000 customers. I held over 2,000 customers. Next, I'll access the data from the other side of the galaxy and transfer it straight back to the IPC's headquarters into your device. Pretends to work. Looks like it's done. And then what? And then voila. Now enjoy your extra smooth operating system. Just check it out. Look at all the interface, all the animations, all the experience, all the perfectly detailed haptic pressure sensors and tap feedback system. Sorry, I used to work at the user experience department, so I'm a bit obsessed with these details. Well, I'm from the Astos Press. Wait, you? You know. I didn't mean to badmouth you. I'm just trying to prove more reliable warranty services to the locals. These folks take forever, even unlocking their phones. Without professional guidance like me, they'll fall prey to a lot of sneaky autoplay services. We talk. I actually have other matters to attend to. Drop by anytime. That guy was a lot. That was just filler. But interesting though. But that's pretty much all there is to this new area. Why didn't this space anchor go off? There you go. Jeez. There really isn't much here to this place. In fact, when I saw leaks of this place, I thought this was going to be like a whole ass dungeon. But no, it's just a construction of this giant robot. But seeing how that bridge is out, there's probably going to be a lot more added to this place in the future. But I can't wait to see what they do with this robot in the future. Like a massive Gundam that can't move. But anyways, let's go sleep at the Garthik Hotel.
I've been wondering, how did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
Well, you know, keeping an eye on the crew is just another part of a navigator's job.
He has her ways, let's just leave it at that. No closet option? Come on. That was fun the first time. One of my favorite moments of this game. Let's just go ahead and rest then.
Looking forward to the Soulworm Festival for ages. Looks like she's missed her chance this time. I never thought this trip would be so... tiring. Time for bed.
Very exhausting.
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking the following disciplinary measures against you. Your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be revoked, including stock options and performance bonuses. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond. If you have any objections to this penalty, you may also file an appeal in writing.
I have no objections.
Understood. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? If there are no further remarks, this meeting is concluded.
You only got demoted one rank? Phew, you dodged a bullet there. Pretty big project to mess up on. Someone must be looking out for you. Oh, they've already left the call. Ugh, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Let me turn it off.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh wait, I guess I am now. My apologies, I'm still getting used to my new place in the hierarchy.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. I told you Eurylos 6 would be a high-risk, low-reward case. Why do you even bother? In our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset. If you're not careful, you'll end up leading yourself down a dead-end road.
Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up.
Wait, hold on a minute. Don't hang up, I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. Okay. How about this? Something that might interest you. While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurylos 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department. That's why he didn't attend today's meeting.
A Terravan?
That's right. The renowned Terravan. One of the 7 board members. He's throwing his support behind us instead of the Marketing Development Department for once. Oswaldo won't be laughing anymore. Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Your antics on such a crucial day can't exactly have painted the Strategic Investment Department in a good light, you know? Since you get the point, let's get down to business. I'm currently at Pierpoint. There's a major deal that could affect the whole department. I just so happen to need a reliable project manager for the job. What do you say, old friend?
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony. What else?
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it. At least someone higher than rank P46.
Honestly, who knows? The family has some pretty questionable characters. If you ask me, doing business with them is a lost cause. But as we both know, the IPC does more than just business deals. Guess it's my time to shine. So, how about it? This is a rare opportunity. Consider it. You never know, you might even be able to make up for your blunder on your Rillo 6.
I'll get back to you later. Seems like it's just one wild ride after another. I hope I made the right decision this time. This snow is mesmerizing.
With that, Future Marketing Part 2 is done. Now Topaz and Amy will be on boarding this express. Nice, and that is also another whole thing to do. But now we're actually not done with the story part of the event. Now we can actually start the event itself of Arthurium Wars, and that's what we'll be doing next time. My opinion on Topaz, definitely an interesting character, and part of the whole IPC and that scene too. It seems like they're either named after gems, which is interesting to say the least. But it seems like there's going to be more going on with Pellet Colony once we finally arrive there. It is probably not going to be that great. But anyways. I like her. I like her design, but her gameplay is not really something I'm too fond of. It's a lot of Nimby, less of Topaz, and Nimby has a lot of like follow-up attacks. Which actually, I'll close the video out by showcasing her a little bit in this trial. But basically, she summons Nimby, and Nimby can help you find chests and different things and other warp trotters in the different maps that you have not cleared yet. And yeah, she shoots a gun that has a coin shoot out of it. But anyways, affects a single enemy with proof of death status, causes it increasing more damage from follow-up attacks. And when Nimby enters a state, it'll do even more damage. The whole thing with Topaz is just follow-up attacks and having Nimby as a partner. You can actually just shoot enemies with a regular coin, which applies dead on them. And that's the follow-up attack right there.
The market is unpredictable.
And then you got Ultima.
Investing in victory! It's playing a long game!
Which is a damage multiplier too.
Watch this! Better cut our losses.
But with proof of debt, since it becomes my turn again. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Proof of debt pretty much just makes it so that increased follow-up attacks receive is 43% increased. It's kind of, she's kind of like a mini Genuine, if you will, with having a partner that does most of the damage while she's just there. Also, yeah, Wonderful Bonanza does more damage for Nimby.
Told you I could fight.
Yeah, this is pretty much her whole stick. It's not really anything I'm really that interested in. And Topaz is more like a character that has like a luxury. She also does increase your credit reward a little bit too.
Tough luck running into me. Liquidation. Right. Investing in victory.
Yeah, that's what she does. More like a luxury character for me, at least in my opinion. But hey, if you really want her, really like her, there you go. But I mostly went for Sela because I didn't have her yet, so it's like, why not? But anyways, I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about into this whole event. Next time, we'll be taking on Erythium Wars and going through this whole event and showcasing every little thing we have to offer. I'll see you guys then. If you made this far into the video, I appreciate if you drop a like, but also, if you want to join any of our Discords communities, we have one with me and Sir Pinky, aka Nathan, and 2 of our artists, and their information is in the description below, as well as my social media. Take care, and see ya!